I think AEW just went a little too far. This face says it all. Cool? Sure. Gross and unnecessary? Yeah. Also on greatness of wrestling, Jey Uso is getting rejected by fans even more after WWE buried Austin Theory. You can meet John Cena for a small price of $25,000. Are WWE and AEW breaking kayfabe? Something that is definitely still alive. It's still real to me, damn it. Welcome back to greatness of wrestling. So, people, you probably saw the clips. I'm not gonna show it to you because I don't think I can even do that on YouTube for obvious reasons. But on AEW Dynamite, Jon Moxley got spiked bat stuck in his back. I don't want to come across as this WWE lover and AEW hater, but y'all know I don't watch AEW, so I can't help it. I'll get these comments anyway. Whatever. I just think this is gross and unnecessary. Like, what happened to the good old-fashioned barbed wire? Looks crazy, hurts like hell, but still relatively safe. The fact that it got stuck and they had a close-up of people pulling it out of his flesh. My biggest point is that it's just gross and unnecessary, and for a company that is trying to be WWE's rival, I don't feel like that's the way to do it. Like, on one hand, I can respect Jon Moxley for doing this shit. Like, I heard he drove 11 hours to AEW Dynamite just to do this kind of shit. Obviously, the dedication to pro wrestling is real with this man. I can respect that, but I feel like wrestling fans are the most loyal fans in the world, and even these AEW fans who are defending this and saying this is cool, and it kinda is. I mean, at the end of the day, don't you want the wrestlers you actually love watching to be safe? Or is it the entertainment that is the most important thing to you? In some ways, it just screams desperation and inability to tell stories. You know, just doing shit for cheap pop, and it also made me realize, yeah, that's cool and all, but what really matters in professional wrestling is the storytelling. Now, obviously, some AEW fans are watching right now. I can, switch sides, basically. I can switch sides. Obviously, the fact that they can show this and WWE can't even not censor the F-bomb, that is definitely a point to AEW. My point is, you're already an established star. You don't need to do all this shit. You really don't need to do that. Barbed wire, thumbtacks, it's still relatively safe, even though it probably hurts like hell. At the end of the day, though, pro wrestling is really like politics. Obviously, you're going to support one side, whether you actually agree with that or not. It doesn't matter. WWE fans are going to hate on it. AEW fans will tell you how great it is. In this case, though, I have seen many AEW fans who said, well, that's a bit much. And I'm actually watching this right now. It's on my X, and it's gross. That's all I'm gonna say. The view of watching wrestlers, referee trying to pull it out of his... It's just simply gross. On AEW, we saw the Queen of the Ring actress break kayfabe, and on Raw, we saw John Cena break kayfabe. Again, we're going back to AEW versus WWE. On AEW, Queen of the Ring actress said, "One thing I learned about pro wrestlers, y'all know you're going to win before anybody else does, so thank you for teaching me that," which is probably the biggest kayfabe breaking moment in the history of the sport, except for Vince Russo in WCW. Even then, who gives a shit? Everybody knows it's fake. It was just stupid. Not that we didn't get an overreaction. On Raw, though, John Cena said, "I'm not a babyface, I'm not a heel, I'm a human being. And all of you are awful to me." And people are saying this is even worse. It was bad. In my review video, I said, there are so many great ways to break kayfabe, break the fourth wall. CM Punk is a perfect example of that. He did it over and over again, and it's one of the greatest wrestling promos of all time. I'm talking about the pipe bomb, right? Babyface heel, I hated being used. Even Triple H advertised Raw by saying, "I don't know what John Cena is going to do as a heel." Like, come on. You don't need to do all that. That was actually even worse than what John Cena said, in my opinion, and let me explain. At least John Cena knows, as a character in kayfabe, people are going to call him a babyface, a heel. By saying "I'm not a babyface, I'm not a heel," he's trying to tell you he didn't even change at all. He's a human being and he's hurt by the fans. But still, even then, I hate the fact that you're using insider terms. He could have easily said, "I didn't change, I'm not some bad guy right now. I'm a human being and I have emotions." That's all he had to say, so I don't understand what point WWE tried to make right here. My thing on kayfabe is basically this. I love wrestling interviews, documentaries, press conferences even. Talk about what happened, all the plans, character development, talk about all of that shit, because if there's one thing that's more even interesting than wrestling itself, is actually hearing the stories about wrestling. You know, the long drives and all that shit. I love that. It's even better than wrestling. Hearing wrestling stories. But when I'm watching the actual product, don't tell me straight to my face that what you're watching right now is fake. An example I gave you a few months ago is, if I'm watching Harry Potter, don't show me the green screen. Another example would be like, imagine watching Spider-Man and he's like, I'm gonna beat this guy with the help of CGI. You know what I mean? Pro Wrestling Insider received a word from WWE that John Cena will not be receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award or WrestleMania weekend, as some promotional materials have stated. However, you can still book a lunch with him for $25,000, which is absolutely crazy, but it kind of makes sense if you're like a millionaire. I'll probably pay $25K just to have John Cena sit in front of me, eat very healthy, and calling me a piece of shit. That sounds like a lot of fun, actually. You know, you hurt me. You're a piece of shit as I'm eating my spaghetti. Awesome. Hopefully somebody does that, by the way. And hopefully there's video. For Fightful Select, WWE was ecstatic over the reception John Cena got for his appearance promo in Brussels. They apparently love how the entire promo played out. And it was a great promo, and again, that's my only issue. Why would you actually use these terms? It didn't add anything. As a matter of fact, it just kind of felt weird. And I keep thinking about the fact that he didn't give us a new look, a new entrance song. And again, I love how it makes sense, because he's like, well, that's what you wanted, and that's what you're not getting.
You get nothing!
It's my song, it's my voice, my time is now. I'm not a changed man. You are the bullies. It makes so much sense, but I believe a few years later, looking back, we're gonna be like, I wonder what kind of attire John Cena would have chosen. What entrance song he would have chosen. I still believe, you know, we're going to look back and feel like, well, I still wish we got to see this new side of John Cena. Especially knowing the fact that back in 2010 or 11, he was supposed to turn heel, and during a Chris Van Vliet interview, he basically said, I already had a new song and a new attire. And we will probably never know what that would have looked like. That's a shame. And WWE posted a poster of John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, WrestleMania. It's kind of crazy because Cody is mad in that picture and John Cena is smiling. If you didn't see what happened in the WWE, you know, woke up after a coma, you'd still think John Cena is a good guy right here, fighting against this evil man, Cody. Again, though, it's just being marks, but it makes sense. John Cena didn't change at all in kayfabe. We are wrong. We are wrong. I even saw a video of John Cena announcing that he's getting his surgery. This was back in like 2013, I believe, and Daniel Bryan was really hot. And people are like chanting yes, cheering. It makes so much sense why he would turn heel. I just believe it's a bit of a plot hole, like I've said. The fact that, well, he wasn't really booed in these past few years. And I still hope that they will answer the question why he decided to turn heel after the match. And why The Rock? I need more explanations. On Raw, you saw Jey Uso versus Austin Theory, a 1-minute squash. Another questionable WWE decision. I have no idea who actually found it awesome other than some kids in the audience. Yeet, my favorite wrestler, Jey Uso, is strong. And obviously it got a lot of dislikes. Now, first of all, it's kinda legit. Obviously, people didn't like that. It also kind of shows you we don't have that many casual wrestling fans. Everybody kind of knows that this was not supposed to happen. It sucks. That's pretty interesting, but also, it's not that legit. It has way more likes than it shows right here. I probably told you this, but like a couple of months ago, I got a lot of comments, people saying, why are there so many dislikes? Like 50% dislikes. I checked and the video had 98% likes. So I realized, since YouTube doesn't show dislikes, a lot of people have this extension installed, basically that shows you dislikes, but it's not accurate. How could they get that information out of YouTube? It's basically, I believe, people who have that extension installed see what other people who have that extension click. But in my case, it still doesn't make any sense. It's crazy how inaccurate that was. I believe another good theory is that basically the lack of likes, you know, like to views ratio. A lot of views, not that many likes. So this extension probably decides, well, since we don't have that many likes, there's probably shitloads of dislikes. Whatever the case may be, though, in this case, it makes a lot of sense why this video would have a lot of dislikes. And that's all that matters. WWE are in a very interesting situation right now with Jey Uso. The story sucks now. They have nothing more to tell. We're seeing Jey Uso versus Austin Theory and Grayson Waller for whatever reason. If Jey Uso loses, that's it. He lost like 3 times already against Gunther. If he can't win that championship, this babyface run is over. What's there more to tell? If Jey wins, he's gonna be one of the most hated WWE wrestlers. Then again, it's such an interesting situation. On one hand, I feel like the casual wrestling fan barely exists nowadays. Like, the majority of people are talking shit about Jey Uso. When you watch WWE, it's a whole different story. It's really hard to understand. I've been so open to the idea of Jey Uso winning because I was hopeful that WWE could tell a great story, and it's still not too late, but so far it seems like WWE definitely dropped the ball, and I don't understand why would you bury Austin Theory. Theory keeps it positive though, says keep moving all day Theory, which got almost 8k likes. So this also feels like a weird decision to me because WWE are trying to make people like Jey Uso by somehow making him bury a guy that people also like. And as I'm reading the comments right here, the support is absolutely unbelievable, so Triple H be doing some weird shit lately. Anyway people, that's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, the great one, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.